friends, welcome back to another banging recipe with us on our channel, Cook with Pasta Class Florence. Here we have the two ingredients we need today. So we have 00 flour, soft wheat flour, and we have 2 eggs. So the proportion is 100 for 1 egg. We're gonna pick our eggs and we make a hole in the middle, big enough to feed both of the eggs, okay? More or less something like that. I crack the eggs, both of the eggs, into the hole we made. Really easily, with a fork, we start to whisk the eggs. Slowly add all the flour. When the eggs are getting thicker, okay, they're not too liquid anymore, okay, we're going to cover up all the eggs with the flour, just like that, very simple. And we keep folding and pressing for another minute or so the flour into the mix. When the mix is gonna be more workable, then we're gonna start to use our hands. So just keep going like that, really simple, yeah? At this point, when the flour is mostly absorbed by the eggs, spatula, and we're going to scrape out what stick on the fork. Just like this, really simple. Now, I start to grab all the flour into the mix. I give the first couple of folds with the spatula. You can use your left hand to help yourself, okay? Just like that, very simple, okay? You can try to grab all you have around, okay, into the mix, just like that. We just finished to clean also in between, to get everything. We start to use our hands. We're gonna use the end of the palm. So we start the process that we call in Italian impastare, really important for pasta recipe, okay? And we're going to fold and press with the palm. Turn 90 degrees, fold and press with the palm. And you keep going like this for 3 to 5 minutes, okay? It's a small workout. If you have some flour around, it's okay, it's not a big deal, okay? Because during this process, the dough will absorb all the flour. In this process, it can happen that the dough start to become sticky. If it became sticky, you really easily add and dust a little more flour. Now, I grab all the stuff around and I keep going like that. It's going to be really elastic. This elasticity is what we're looking for the best texture at the end. You're going to see the dough smooth outside, and if you press it, it's gonna gently bounce it back. And this is tell you that the dough is ready. At this point, it's really important to close the pasta, okay, and cover up the pasta. Really easily, we can take a little bit of plastic film and we can cover up. Like this, it's not going to dry out. We're gonna rest the dough for about 20-30 minutes. For today's filling, we're gonna use ricotta, cow ricotta, and we're gonna mix with some Parmesan, lemon zest, extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper. So we're gonna do a really classic filling in the center of Italy. We start by adding the ricotta in our bowl. Then we're gonna start by cracking some pepper. You can be generous with the pepper, then pinch of salt. We're gonna grate some lemon zest. So for the zest, we suggest you to use a zester, and the best way is to grate the zest upside down. Like this, you are able to see, okay, where you grate. You don't want to over grate in the same point. You just want the yellow. You don't want the white of the lemon because it's bitter. So more or less half of a teaspoon. You don't want to overpower the filling with the zest. You just simply bang like that. We're gonna go generous with Parmigiano Reggiano, okay? So we suggest you to use the real Parmigiano Reggiano, the one have the stamp at the back, okay? If you cannot find it, you can use different cheese, such as Grana Padano or Pecorino, if you like. We start grating the Parmesan. With a touch of extra virgin olive oil from Tuscany. And then we're going to mix all the ingredients together. We're going to combine the ingredients, okay? Just simply mix everything together. And then, of course, it's always good to taste the mix and the filling. You can use also different filling. I mean, there is no rules for the filling, okay, for recipes. You can play around, mix different cheeses, use fish, meat, whatever you like. But for this recipe, gorgonzola and truffle, I think this filling is matching really well. And now we're gonna focus on the pasta. Now, our dough is ready. We're gonna take out the plastic film. I suggest you to divide at least in 2 different pieces, okay? One we keep in the plastic film for the reason we said before, like this is not going to dry out, we keep on the side, okay? And we're gonna use only 1/2 for the moment. Now, the flour we're going to use for dusting when we roll the pasta is called semolina, which is hard wheat, and is the best flour because it's a little more coarse. That's gonna make the pasta dry as the 00. Of course, if you don't have semolina flour, you can use 00 flour instead. We're gonna help ourselves with this machine. If you don't have it, you can use a rolling pin or you can use the attachment for the KitchenAid. There is many ways. Only one important thing is to roll the pasta really thin. And now we're gonna see together. We start to dust. Touch of semolina. We're gonna give the first roll with the rolling pin, just to make the pasta a little more flat. And now we can place this one on the side. We start to roll from the highest number. Always, each time you roll the pasta into the machine, you're going to dust touch of semolina. The first couple of rolls, we're gonna fold the dough to give the best shape. Each time we go down with the machine, we add semolina flour, and every time we pass the pasta through the machine, we're gonna move only one at a time, okay? So 1 number at a time. We don't gonna jump many numbers because if not, you're gonna break the pasta, and this is really important, okay? We're gonna reach 1 to the last. For the cappelletti, we need this tool, a ring. You can use a glass if you don't have it. And we're gonna start to cut all the pasta. Now we're going to fill up our pasta. We're gonna add a little bit of filling. Don't add too much, because if you add too much, it's gonna come over and it's gonna be really difficult to close it. One really helpful trick is to add a touch of water on the side of the pasta to make them stick. So we're going to take our disc, touch of water, you can spread the water, then you fold as a mezzaluna shape. You press. Once you have the mezzaluna, you're going to fold it in front. Now we're going to move our cappelletti on a plate, okay? So just gently dust some semolina. In the pan right now we have butter, thyme and garlic. We're going to add a little bit of salt in the water. We use in Italy rock salt, you can use other salt if you like, okay? The proportion of the salt in the water is 10 grams every liter, okay? If you want to measure it. Now, we're looking for brown butter, and you're gonna see the next step. When the butter is brown, we're going to add a little bit of water to stop the cooking process. So after the water, we switch off the heat. We're going to remove everything we have inside. At this point, we can grate touch of truffle, some gorgonzola. Gorgonzola is in, truffle is in, pasta water is boiling. We can drop our cappelletti gently, because they are a piece of art. You don't need to boil the water too hard, okay? We're gonna Drop them gently in the water. We give quickly stir. In a minute, we are ready to drain the pasta into the sauce. I can switch on the heat back just to melt the gorgonzola, okay? We can drain the pasta right now. We drain the pasta when the pasta is still slightly undercooked, because we're gonna finish the cooking process in the sauce. We can add a touch of pasta water. We go back on the heat. Now we can switch off the sauce and we can add the last ingredient, which is a touch of truffle butter, just out of the heat, and some Parmesan. Really important to add Parmesan when the heat is off. And the reason is because Parmesan doesn't have a lot of lactose. So if you add on the heat, it will become lumpy. So out of the heat, Parmesan in. This step is called mantecare, really important step at the end of the pasta recipe. And now we are ready to plate. Done for today with this amazing recipe with truffle and gorgonzola. Remember to subscribe to our channel and cook with love. Ciao guys.